when you look at yourself as a young manager, what were the things you said, something that was really good? And then what were some of the things you said, oh God, I was a babe
Oh,
in the
yeah.
woods. I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
I'll tell you that one first is in 1986. I was with managing Midland, Texas, and we were terrible. We were awful. And I was taking it personally. So the one day I went out and I went to the local newsstand. We used to have newsstands, and
Yeah.
went out there and bought as many different newspapers from around the country as I could. And I grabbed the classified ag sections out of these newspapers, and I posted them over the urinals or in the back of the toilets, the little door that swings open and back. I posted these classified ads all over the clubhouse. And my message was, if you guys don't really want to play, if you're not really into it, these are your options. And I would highlight, whatever, short order cook. And that absolutely backfired. That was the wrong thing to do. That was the wrong way to go about trying to get them to play harder. I seemed very well thought out at the beginning, but then eventually it was not so well thought out. So that one really stands out to me, where I never would do anything like that to embarrass my guys.
Sure.
And you should never take it personally. If you're putting out your effort, if you're doing all these things that you're supposed to be doing, sometimes it's just not going to work. Sometimes things are awry, whether it's personnel or maybe it's the overarching plan, whatever, I don't know. But I really tried not to take things personally, and that in that one moment I did, and that was awful. The good stuff, my probably as a young coach coming up, not even as a manager, was as a minor league hitting instructor, because you'd go to each town and you'd be there for about 5 or 6 days, and you get to work with the entire organization. And you talk about the guys I worked with in the past. I mean, more recently, Garrett Anderson recently passed away. Garrett G.A. was one of the best young hitters I ever had a chance to work with. Jimmy Edmonds was a part of that group.
Wow.
Timmy Salmon, Gary DiSarcina, Paulie Sorrento, the list goes on and on. Jackie Snow, Devon White, Mark McLemore. We were loaded. We were loaded, man. So, my point is, when you work with these guys and then you're watching the game that night, and all of a sudden they take whatever you had spoken about and incorporate it. And I get emotional. God, they'd come back after a home run.
No doubt.
I'd be fighting back the tears. I better start breathing here, because that was the stuff that really resonated to me. When you're able to help somebody like that, and you would see almost instantaneous results, that was it was very gratifying, and it was worth the work, and you're on the right path and all that kind of good stuff. But that's it. The bad part, classified as good part, all that extra work done before batting practice ever began. And you were throwing batting practice in Palm Springs with 100 some degrees, with Springsteen blasting. Every place I went, I would commandeer the press box, and I'd make sure I'd get music on the press box loudspeaker system so that I could throw with Springsteen in the background.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's true.
Particular songs or just let the playlist run?
Let it run. But I mean, at that point, that was in the mid 80s. So my favorites still are Greetings from Asbury Park and the Wild Innocent East Street Shuffle. That's still, those are, the other day I wanted to pump myself up. So I got a nice little system in the back with a turntable, and I did put on the Wild Innocent East Street Shuffle. Kitty's Back in Town never got enough play for me, enough credit. That was always one of my favorite jams. And at Lafayette, it was about Spirit in the Night. I mean, that's when you put a chick on your shoulders and you were having a beer in the basement of a fraternity party. So that's always been it. I mean, Springsteen, being from the Jersey Shore, Lafayette, not being far from there, a lot of my friends, and they introduced me to it, and that was it. I mean, I was not aware until I went to Lafayette, and man, I fell in love immediately. And he came to Alumni Gym there. When I think it was $4 to get in at Alumni Gym.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think it was $4. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah. How many times have you seen Bruce?
Not a ton. Probably 6 or so, 5 or 6. Whether it's in California, back here on the East Coast, Lafayette, all these different venues. A lot of times it's in the summer, And
Yeah.
I was doing something.
It's hard, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard.
In the summer, you always ball. I mean, baseball. Like right now, I'm a civilian again, and I do feel kind of like I'm 17 or 18 as a civilian, which is kind of fun. But when you're actually going through it, trying to establish yourself and realizing your dreams or your surrealisms, you didn't have a chance. You'd have a lot of time for that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's
or
funny
the
how
money,
that
or the
works.
money, or the money.
That's so good.